Hey, what's up, everybody? Old RPM with you. So, I guess this is the next project, and I'm working on for my compound out here. And so that's a start. Those are 310 watt Trina Solar 45 volt solar panels made for commercial applications. They came off of a big commercial job. I believe it was, 20,000 panels, I think it was. And the guy who got the contract to remove them, because what they do is after about 5 years or so, they replace the panels with some that are just a little bit more efficient. And they're usually on these big ground systems, where you have big field that used to have corn in it, and they replace, the corn with, or cotton or whatever the hell, with solar panels and generate a bunch of electricity. So anyway, these things get changed out. I think it's a government contract or something, and they're just looking to, put the most efficient panels back in place of the ones that are a little bit degraded and a little bit less efficient just because they're older. From what I understand, most of these solar panels, these quality industrial ones made for industrial sites, they basically lose about 10 to 15% of their efficiency within the first 1 to 3 years. And then after that, they taper off and don't really lose anymore. So basically at that point, it either works or it doesn't. So if you've got space and you've got enough money to buy these things used, then, you could just take off from there. They don't really like to try to rebuild a whole solar array out on these farms and stuff because they've got so much steel and aluminum construction and stuff. These things move, and, they're on these ground-mounted systems that follow the sun. They have motorized systems and everything. A lot of them do. And to reconfigure and rebuild all that just doesn't make sense to try to, put in different panels. So what they do is they buy new panels and they get subsidies and stuff to replace them. They get new panels, and the new panels might be, 500 watts. Or they may actually have, solar cells can pick up the energy from both the front and the back. So, it's advancement in technology, just like always. But these things are measuring. I tested about 20 of them. I've got 40 of them here, and then there's another 30 on the trailer in the back. There's 30 sitting there, and there's 10 sitting here. I just went and got today. But my friend John said, try to document the whole project and everything, and so people could learn from it. And so I'm documenting the project. So right now it's just a materials gathering and stuff. And look at the tire on my trailer. The trailer's supposed to be good for 1,500 pounds. These are 68 and a half pounds a piece. There's 30 of them on there. Do the math. But my little Honda Odyssey van did fine. And I put these in the back, and the trailer, I made me some side pieces here, screwed these together and everything, and strapped everything real tight. It's loose now, but I strapped everything real tight to kind of hold them all together as one big brick. So if it went through a school bus windshield, it went through the whole school bus as one big brick. But anyway, so the plan, and this is just, when you can buy these things for, 5 years ago, if you could buy these panels wholesale, 5 years ago, this is about $26,000 worth just sitting here. Okay, so about $550 to $600 a piece, and there's 40 here, and there's another 40 back in the back behind the shop back there. Let's put it to you this way: I bought these panels $1,500, and every single one of them's been tested. So, in the sunlight. So by me and by the guy I bought them from. So he got a contract to get the whole, he got 25,000 of them, and he had a certain amount of time to get them off the job site. And he had to install the new panels, and he got to take these home. And I think he's got like $8, roughly $8 with labor and materials. He had 7 guys helping him. So I think he's got $8 a piece in these panels, and he's selling them to me for 30. So I can't pass that up. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't. I'll take the damn things and use it for roofing materials if nothing else, you know. But I'm gonna make power out of them and build a big solar array. Now these things run at 45 volts. So you got to think about that with your inverter and stuff. Now what you want to do, you want to go the highest voltage you can that your equipment can handle on your inverter input. And the reason for that is because you don't want to have to run really big diameter wire, because that's very expensive. Copper's expensive. You want to use thin wire and you run a higher voltage, and then that gets converted to, you know, to your regular household electricity, 120 and 240 or whatever. So I'm going to run these, the first 40 that we have here, I'm going to run on top of my metal ag building. Some people call them pole barns. This is a good size shop too. This shop is about 30 wide by about 50 long, and has about a 612 pitch roof. I'm going outside now, but about a 612 pitch roof, and it just happens to be pointing to the south, which is that way. And look at all those. Look at all the lines still in the air from they're trying to exterminate us. There is so many. It's like tic-tac-toe up there. Every single time I look, it's absolutely insane how much chemicals they're dumping into the air. But anyway, there's my pole barn, and that's 54 long and it's 38 wide, and it's got an A roof that's approximately, and I got a spot here I could put on my house there too. That side basically points southeast, that side, and that's a little bit steeper. I could pick up sun in the morning. The other side of the pole barn over there points basically north, which wouldn't do a whole lot except for right in the morning. I don't think I'm going to waste any over there. But this side, and it's not a very tilted roof, which in the summer that'll be fine, but during the, I've been looking at the charts and stuff during the fall and the winter, it's not going to do as well. That building over there, that's the one that on the other side of that is pretty good size, and I think I can fit 30 on that roof. And on this roof, I'm pretty sure I can fit 40 and have some pathways between the rows. But what I was getting at, and then I also have right there on that, that's 25 by 28, which is that patio cover, which that's south. So 25 by 28, basically perfect for the afternoon. Is that, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because it'll stick out like a sore thumb. But, you know, I'm excited about that building there. That's where we're getting started. And so the idea is, what I was trying to tell you is that you try to come up with the voltage that you're aiming for. So the inverters that I'm ordering from Temu or AliExpress, I haven't decided yet. They're cheap Chinese inverters. They're grid tie inverters. You tie them directly into your electrical grid. And what happens is they synchronize. The AC 60 hertz cycle actually synchronizes. So it stays locked in with and you can set them so they don't push any power back into the grid ever, because my power company will not pay me for power I push back into the grid. In fact, they'll charge me for it. So the idea is not to waste any power, put as much as I can into the house while it needs the electricity, and any extra that's left over, you don't push it back in the grid. So you can either push it back into batteries and charge batteries for the nighttime, or you can suck that power up with something that makes you money or makes you, manufacturing. I'm gonna manufacture Bitcoin with Bitcoin mining rigs, and I've always wanted to do it. I used to do it a long time ago when Bitcoin first got started. I don't know, it was 2017, I think it was. I had some mining rigs. But it's so expensive because I'm paying 28 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity, which is about twice the average rate in the United States. Plus, I use a lot of electricity, and Bitcoin miners use a ton. So it would have been profitable if I held on to all the Bitcoin that I mined, but I was having to sell the Bitcoin, just like all the mining companies do, to basically pay for the electricity as you use it. And so that's, we know not to do that now, but here's all my power sitting right here, right now, minus about $10,000 in inverters and batteries. So, I'm gonna have $100,000 solar system for about $9,000. So, you know, an opportunity, you know, is there. The opportunity is there. You know, I'm not afraid to spend money on my business. And, you know, the only bad thing is it's getting cold now and the stuff is sitting here. It's not installed yet. It could be making me power every single day. So I've got to get to work. That's for sure. But I'm going to spend a lot of time, you know, trying to engineer it. And I got the John Deeres. I'm hoping them two will get together and maybe we'll make some baby John Deeres. Now I just need to get me a big zero-turn Toro, and maybe two of them will rub together and make more. And then Dawn needs to come get her damn camper. But anyway, yeah, so that's the start of the solar panel stuff. And I'm kind of doing stuff kind of the redneck way where nobody's going to really know about it. No officials or anything like that, or what I'm not getting, you know, I'm not ground mounting it, and, you know, I don't have to grid tie. I could go completely off grid and tell them to come get the damn telephone pole out of the yard and take that damn transformer out of here and disconnect it. I'm paying $100 a month just to have a connection to power if I don't use the first watt. So I don't know, just some kind of Obama plan or something that they put in place, and it's done nothing but doubled everybody's, you know. And there's another company that has power right down the street that my company buys from, and then they double it. So everybody else is paying 13 cents a kilowatt hour. I'm paying 28.5. So this makes financial sense for me to do this, even if I wind up going to jail for doing it, you know, without inspections and all that crap. I own my property outright, all of it. You know, if they want to put some kind of inspections lien or something like that, so I can't sell the properties, I don't care. I'm going to live here the rest of my life, and so are my kids when I'm dead. So to hell with them. In the meantime, I'm going to try to save $600 a month in electricity, and then the other $2,500 worth a month in electricity that I'm going to save, I can push into my Bitcoin miners. And so now I'm just kind of waiting. Trump has passed some kind of tax law or something. You can write off 100% of your expenses on your equipment. So I'm going to be buying Bitcoin miners when the market drops out, and a lot of mining companies capitulate and puke all their crap out, and I'm going to scoop it up. So wish me luck, and thanks for watching the little video here and learning about my plans. I'm sure it'll change. Still in the planning phases. Thinking about going back and getting another 100 panels and putting them on Facebook Marketplace, because there's another guy selling them for $150 a piece, and people are buying them like crazy. So I could buy them for 30. I could probably buy 100 of them for 20 each, and sell them for 50 and make everybody extremely happy. But I don't want to be the solar man of the county, because then it's supposed to be all about green and all that crap. They're not like that out here. They're like, they want you to build a solar array, get it set up, get it inspected, get everything approved. Then they put in a pole and a meter. You hook up to the pole and the meter. They pay you 1.2 cents per kilowatt hour, and then you continue to buy it back from them at 28 cents. I mean, I literally went and looked at the guy right in his face. I'm like, write this down for me now. He goes, you can make power and sell it to us for 1.2 cents, but you got to get everything inspected and all that and everything, and you're gonna buy it back at 28 cents. I'm not kidding. I'm not. So what do? You tell them, come get the damn transformer and the pole out of the yard. You can buy yourself enough batteries to fill up a warehouse. You get enough panels and you get enough inverters to be completely off grid. Not to mention I got a couple of generators. So I don't want to do that. I don't want that to have to happen. I still want the convenience of, electricity at night from the grid. But I don't want to, 28 cents a kilowatt hour, for North Carolina, and then, a half a mile up the road where they're buying it from. And by the way, these freaking panels came from a solar farm that my electricity used to come from. Now figure that out. So they're a bunch of stingy assholes. Anyway, I'm doing the right thing, trying to have freedom, not afraid to spend money. Not afraid to invest for the future, for now and for the future. I'm not afraid to do all that. I'm taking the risk. Lightning could strike the damn things and blow up the inverters of $4,000 a piece. They could both go out in the blink of an eye. Buying things from China, it ain't no warranty. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. And I don't know if you like or subscribe to all that crap. I'm not trying to get any hits on my YouTube channel. It's just here for documentation, really, for my children. So anyway, RPM out. Take care.